Mine didn't even come through. All right, we are live.
We're live. Okay. I'll look on the.
Yeah, folks.
Look at this. It just showed
coming
up
in.
on me. Uh,
This happens to be our Christmas show. Surprise, surprise, to us.
surprise. And it's actually a Christmas show for 2022. I'm surprised it's not for like 2024 or 5. We have just not been around.
We have not been around, but that would have been thinking way ahead of time. Like we've been way prepared. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. My internet, my phone's not working so swiftly today.
Hold on here. Maybe I don't have.
All right, folks, hang in there if you're jumping on. I see one person live with us. Thanks for joining us. Let's see.
No, it's on. It's working.
Yeah, I'm still getting the old blank.
Oh, there.
The old blank stare. See, the problem is the internet is not used to having smack and jack around.
Right. It's saying, say what?
You know, we are back in town, folks. Reload page not available. This is really not good.
Oh, it's now like, look, I see us.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're
nice. Well, as long as you're on, I guess we'll get ourselves started.
And the obligatory no comments so far. I think so.
Hey, folks, if you are on, go ahead and jump in and say, you know what, we hear you, we see you, we just don't think you're funny. You're boring us already, and it's not even 2 minutes into the show. You know, the cool thing about this now is, and I could do this before a little bit more work involved, but we're actually recording to the computer now.
Instead of...
I think we are. Instead of before it record into the cloud.
Oh, okay.
And if I wanted to edit that recording, I could do it in the cloud and then download it. The difference is that recording onto the computer now is a much clearer, much better quality video.
Oh, okay.
So that if I want to edit out some things and then post them separately,
okay,
you know, it doesn't look like it was bootlegged or something.
Right.
You know,
and that does happen with our show.
Oh, all the time.
I was in Bangkok last week.
Okay.
And flipping through the channels.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you know? Subtitles, everything. You had a really high voice.
So I'm not. This is not your network, is it?
No. That's,
yeah. So I am on somebody else's network here.
Well, that's
all right. Let me just go to. I'll just go to wireless here, so I can at least see our show. All right, folks, we're going to get moving here. It is our holiday show.
Deb got up early.
Hey, right. Oh, whoa. We're having technical difficulties. Our band.
Well, I know it's raining where Barbara is. Is it snowing out there, Cousin Debbie? In good old Wisconsin?
Yeah. Hey, Linda's on. Good to see you. Sophia's on. Sophia Kalana, it's great to see you.
Yeah, Sophie.
I don't know what's... There's always something like, can I not just have a speaker work for us?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I don't know. Something with my connection.
I still can't get. I would like to have. I like it when it's on the screen. Give us a few minutes here. I guess it is. She said, "Yep."
Yeah, I'd like to have you on the screen too, because Keith's computer works as a monitor for us.
And you know, in the absence of the show, I've become very uneducated in computers.
Yeah, folks. The last time we were on, it was July.
July.
Yeah,
and I bet you it was raining.
Well, it wasn't raining, if you recall, which you don't. It was really hot out. We were talking about the heat.
Okay.
So that is the last time that we were on. So we do apologize for that. And the reason being is because Keith and I are just so busy. Our business lives, our personal lives are just so busy that Saturdays are becoming a premium as far as having time to do a show. So sorry about that. He works a lot on Saturdays. I run up to the Mountain House, Penn State now. Whoa. Okay. Now it'll take us 10 minutes to figure out how to fix the.
Funny. Sophia's on because this is the way I felt. My head felt the last time I saw Sophia. Great time it was. Let me just turn this down. What is going on?
I think I saw those pictures. Yeah, that looked like a great time.
Great time.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, Keith, shall we get going? I mean,
this is weird. Usually I have to put it on to. Usually you send me the link. I just hit your email and it popped up.
And it came up. Wow. Okay. We're moving into the 20th century, folks,
and I'm on
where Keith can just click on a link and things happen for him without him.
I don't see.
To let you know where we are here, I still
comments,
have to.
okay.
I still have to show him how to copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's,
Hey, Joey's on too.
yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I still have a problem at work. We have to copy and paste. For some reason, our work computer doesn't. Something's every month we got to redo something.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the computers that I use doesn't. The right click button doesn't work. This is what the state is giving us, and so you have to type in this long.
Get out! Are you serious?
Which means you have to write it down and type. And so I basically just stand around until somebody fixes it for me.
Wow. That's yeah.
But
you should in next year's budget, you should request a mouse.
Yeah, I should, because they yes, probably.
All right, are we ready to get started here before all of our audience kind of
before they go back to sleep?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, guess what time it is, Joel?
What time is it, Keith?
It's time for Smack and Jack Live. We're 7 minutes in, and we're going to start this. Do we have our intro?
Wait, yes, and I forgot we actually do have an intro.
I've got coffee. You got coffee. Grab
I
your
have
coffee.
my coffee.
We'll be back in a second. Folks.
All right, here we go, folks.
From the Somerset Studios in Westchester, Pennsylvania, it's Smack and Jack Live with your co-hosts Keith and Joel Slenderman.
Jack up your income, smack it in the face. Jack it up, jack it up, jack it up, smack it in the face. Jack up your income, smack it.
Yeah, they can hear that. We just can hardly hear it.
Right. I got to apologize to my friend Barbara. She said something about you can wear your this thing that I know she gave me one, but I can't find it. I live in a really big place. It's now we're going by feet here. We're probably I don't know, like 2-3 feet this way by about 6 feet.
Yeah,
and you can really lose.
It could be upstairs.
It could be upstairs. Yeah. Anyway, maybe next year I'll have that. So I'm the elf on the shelf today. Hey, we were just talking about COVID before the show.
Yeah.
Second time, the wedding thing again with Sophia, and I hope nobody else got it. Really runs me down, and I haven't felt 100% since. I just either I get older and I don't notice until after I've had COVID, but I'm just kind of run down feeling.
You're feeling like a little bit off, right?
And I've been that way for not sick. I'm just off.
Yeah.
So,
do me a favor, jump in. Anybody who's had COVID, and give a word of like how it's gone for you.
Yeah,
like,
Father
did you
Ernie.
get over it pretty quickly? Yeah, our Father Ernie at church. He had what was diagnosed as long-term COVID, so he's still doing great now. It appears, and I'm sure he's feeling much better. But I was telling Keith that it took him a while to really come back from that, and that apparently an actual diagnosis at long COVID, it just kind of wipes you out for a really long time. So I'm wondering if that's maybe something that you.
Yeah, I should check with my. How do they diagnose that?
I don't know. I guess they do some blood tests.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other thing, and then kind of.
And you did say something about his iron is low, and somebody was telling me the other day I should take some iron supplements. Remember when I was a kid? I don't know if we all took them. I remember I took them.
I remember taking little vitamin pills Mom would put next to our plate for dinner.
It was iron, and I remember once. We used to go up to the trailer, and once in a while the kids would go out hiking, and Mom would give us this compass and say, "Make sure you know where the heck you are." Well, I was so full of iron, the compass was always pointing right at my gut.
I'm right here. I am here.
The show is back, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. All right. So, I was just thinking, if anybody has some stories out there. I in our family, all three of us have had it. Of the four, three of us have had it, and Caroline has yet to have it.
That's weird.
Growing up, Caroline was the one who was like literally sick all the time. If I go back into my plan book over the years at school, I see, sick day, Caroline, sick day, Caroline,
now you wonder
poor
if
girl.
that has anything to do with it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe that.
There's a guy that comes into our store a lot. He does deliveries, and he's 52, something like that. Same thing. His whole family's got his daughters or whatever, and he doesn't have it. And he swears it's because when he was in the Navy, they shot him with everything they could possibly.
Right. So kind of like the Bionic
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
Sort of, yeah.
So he's your age. So that's probably 30 years ago he got all this stuff done. And well, it's possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's different. We're all different. So, it hits us in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Well, that's good news. That's good news. Nobody else got it.
Yes.
Great.
That's good.
And then Linda took Iron growing up. Yeah, well, I guess if Linda did it, I guess.
Okay, yeah,
we
maybe we all
took a little bit there too. All right. So Keith, what about our other little conversation before we started was the price of oil, because you said heating this your shop here with electric is probably better than oil.
And it's always been, we were just talking about it, you turn it on and it's always kind of expensive because I just have the baseboard, but I haven't had a house for a while, and we did have oil, and I think Linda paid $6 something for it.
Yeah,
is that
they
what
just paid $6.36 a gallon? Yeah,
$6.36.
Now I have in our basement. This is about the same price as what I paid back in January, February, March. I think March, early April was our last fill up. Like they came and filled up the tank, and I was like, "Why are you filling it up now?"
Yeah.
But anyway, they just come automatically and fill up our tank, and it was close to $3,000 to fill up the tank, and so that's about the same price as we paid.
And
back.
what, a 200-gallon tank? Is it?
Well, I have two 250-gallon tanks.
Jeez, you got 500 gallons. Holy
So
cow.
I'm just hoping that neither one of them starts to leak at some point.
Really?
Because that does happen
down there with little cups. Yeah.
Anyway, so
Holy
that's
cow.
about where it was. And I sent a note back to Linda. I said, you know what? When we first bought that house, our house we're in now, the company had like a cap on their oil price. And I think the first year the cap was $1.19. If you sign their contract, they'll cap out, like you can't go any higher than $1.19.
For how long?
Well, it was in 2003. 2003.
Oh, you mean
for that year? For that year.
For that year.
For that year.
Yes. Okay.
And then the next year, I think the cap was like $1.99. And I'm like, Dad, is that a good price? I said, well, I guess it's okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
They stopped doing the cap.
Yeah.
Years ago, because the prices just fluctuate so much that a company can't really control what they. If the price goes up to $6 and they have a cap of $2,
right?
They'll be out of business.
They're just going to send you a check for a couple $100.
Yeah. So anyway,
yeah.
Wondering what everybody else is doing out there. Yeah. So the baseboard we have up at the Mountain House, and our bill wasn't too bad because we're not up there much. I just saw a Facebook post from somebody else who has a house near us up there, and their electric bill was like $473. They were up there as much as we were, like, 1 day a week to clean, or,
right.
And they ran the vacuum or something like that. And they're like, is this normal? And a lot of it up there has to do with,
is that electric or was
that was electric, all electric
Wow.
baseboard. Yeah. So they had quite a high electric bill. Now, some of those houses with the really big open rooms, the big vaulted ceilings, those electric baseboards can be going all day long, set at 50 degrees. And all the heat's way up top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, our house does have a vaulted ceiling, but it's not real. It's not real.
And they're still built. Most of them were built on 2x4, which up there they should be probably 10-inch thick walls. But
yeah. So anyway, those are the woes of the season with
Yeah.
oil prices, electric bills, and so forth. All right.
So what I'm going to do, gasoline's coming down a little bit. I'm just going to move into the truck.
There you go. Okay. Tell us how that's going to work.
Well, I'll let you know when I move in. It's mobile, which is nice. It's got stereo. It's got heat, air conditioning. If
nice.
yeah,
right. In case it gets really warm in there,
Mhm.
kind of like it got really warm in this room.
Yes.
Just before the show.
Yeah. I don't know why that is. It's been freezing in here since late September. But okay, what else we got going on, Joel?
Well,
The price of oil.
I'm not 100% sure if we'll get to a New Year's show, but I did just want to throw out there for everybody to start thinking about your New Year's resolutions.
Let's hit with an iron. What? Oh yeah, New Year's resolution. I'm gonna give up some things,
So
like internet. We were just talking about. $100 a month for internet. TV, I'm getting rid of. Every time I turn my TV on, there's one channel less.
You're right. That's another.
I've got basic cable.
We had a very dreary conversation before we started the show.
It's amazing we're still awake, actually. Things to get rid of.
You were saying that the cable company figures out what shows you like to watch.
I swear they do.
And then they take that channel off, and you have to start paying for it.
I watch reruns of Family Guy on FXX, which is FX. It's Fox,
right?
29. That's local, and then FX is like the cable one, and then FXX. I think there's a 3X. So FXX, they took away FX a long time ago, so I can't watch the first run like Archer, those kind of funny cartoons. So FXX, the 5-year-old cartoons I can watch. The other day I turned it on, boom, gone.
Just like that.
And to get that back, it would probably cost me another $45 a month.
Yeah.
Because it's a different tier now.
Just crazy how these companies can just. Well, you know what the problem is, Keith? The companies, just like the oil companies, gasoline prices and so forth. Gasoline prices are really high, but are we not driving? No, we're just paying the prices.
Yeah.
Oil companies are making billions of dollars of profit.
Oh, yeah. Guess all we need to do is not go anywhere for 2 days.
Yeah. Right.
2 days. That's all we would have to do is just stay home for 2 days.
Well,
they would collapse.
Not to be extreme, but if you just kind of do what you need to do, like you drive to work, you drive to the supermarket, and that's it. Now, of course, you and I being motorcycle riders, well, we're part of the problem. Yes. Every time we get on a motorcycle, we don't need to be on that motorcycle.
Well, we get 50 miles to the gallon.
True.
So,
anyway, so let's move on, folks. We have so we're going to think about New Year's resolutions. Maybe we'll touch up on that if we have a New Year's show, Keith. You paying attention to me?
I'm trying to find my mouse. Oh, there we are. I guess that's the cursor. This is the mouse, and that's the cursor.
Cursing the cursor.
Where's the thing that lights up in your head? It goes ding. We need one of them. Let's work on that for the new year.
Well, we don't have it on here because we generally don't need it.
Because.
All right, so let's talk about Christmas gift ideas, folks.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Some of the Christmas gifts you'll see on our list here. I personally own at home. My Stephanie and I own at home. And then the next few are some ones that I thought were, probably pretty relevant that maybe you might want to do, and from all price ranges. They're all kind of practical gifts. You look through these websites and you're looking for, and most of the gifts are like not gifts that you don't need.
Right.
Okay. Now we're going to show you some gifts that you don't necessarily need, but are actually practical and you could probably
And
use,
I'm not going to say this is anything about, women or men or, but when I was married, I was married for a little while
many moons ago.
Practical gifts were not well accepted at Christmas time.
I know.
I mean,
All right, when we do our marriage counseling show, that'll be part of the do not give under any circumstance a practical gift.
Right. Okay.
One that they can actually use. We'll do that. We'll do a separate show on that. All right.
Okay. Just so I'm not that far. I haven't been removed that long. So, things are still all right.
All right. Let's do a little screen share here, folks. Now let's make sure this is actually coming up as a screen share, because remember that one show we did and the screen was not actually sharing the way we thought it was.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so Merry Christmas 2022. Let's get on to our first. Now talk about practical.
Yes.
Folks, this is if you have anybody in your life who needs a flashlight or who's outside regularly, sporting type, maybe owns a boat, maybe owns a camper.
Well, this is good because if you give your wife a practical gift, she's going to kick you out and it's going to be dark and you're going to need that to find the house.
Exactly. Right. So either you give this to her or she gives it to you.
Right.
And you're still a win-win. All right. And I actually happen to have this light right here. You can see it there. We bought this 2018. And let me tell you, Keith, this is like one of the brightest lights I've ever.
What brand?
This is Bi-Sight, LED rechargeable searchlight. Okay. So the cool thing about this is that you can, you recharge it. Doesn't take batteries. Right. Okay, you recharge it. It comes with its own charger. And on the back here, you can actually charge your cell phone or anything else that runs with USB. So if you are out in a boat if you are camping, if you're in a tent, whatever, you can actually charge. And this guy, I've only charged like 4 times since we've owned it. It will hold a charge.
No kidding.
Sitting in a cabinet. It will hold a charge almost forever.
Wow, that's great.
And it's the reason why I got this, Keith, because sitting out on our screen porch, in the late summer evenings, I'd always hear rustling around and everything. I'm like, man, what are those animals doing out there? So I said, I need a flashlight.
Yep.
So I have this light, and I can just kind of search it. Literally, man, this is the
Lights
brightest.
up the yard.
This is like having a car headlight.
That's funny.
in your hand. Yeah. So highly recommended. I don't think we paid $32 for it, but at this point I think it's probably worth $32.
Yeah,
it's a decent light.
That is reminiscent of the old ones that had that great big battery, that square battery that's stuck in, and they were really good. I remember that.
Yes, and we actually have one of them at the Mountain House that was left at the house.
Okay.
But those batteries are pretty.
Oh yeah.
Pretty pricey.
And they probably cost.
So definitely worth. If you need a light, that's definitely one to check out there. All right, let's move on. Now, this is a rechargeable vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
Now, we have not done a review on this vacuum yet.
No, but we will.
I think we will because
people. Yeah.
All right, so this is rechargeable. This is not going to be the vacuum that you use in a house of our size.
Okay.
Right. But it can be a vacuum that you have in a large house.
But so you're saying when I move into the truck, this would probably
be perfect for you. This might be a little big.
But
this recharges. We've had this one for I think we got this in 2018 as well.
How's the power on those things?
This lasts a while.
No,
and it has pretty good suction.
Okay, right.
Now again, it's not the Miele.
More of I guess a sweeper.
Yeah, you can call it that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it does have the rug attachment on the bottom there. Of course, you use it just like a normal stand-up vacuum. This one's bagless. I think it's bagless. The one we have is bagless. And it has some filters in it that you can just clean out and then put back in to keep the suction up. You can take out the wand. It comes with a brush. It comes with a crevice.
Okay.
The crevice
tool.
All right.
Well, that's a good.
And it has some other attachments. And I would highly recommend this as a set if you have a larger house as a second vacuum, so that when you want to get something, you don't have to pull out the whole big one, plug it in, this one it's just sitting there.
Yes.
You go grab it and do a little bit of this and that, and for a quick weeknight vacuum.
Yeah. Okay.
So I highly recommend.
Can I just add do not under any circumstances give that to a woman,
because.
I mean, do I have to say because?
Getting right back to the yes.
I would like something like that. I would like to have that. Would be a nice gift for me. Do not give it to a woman. Okay, move on.
I hear you.
Maybe so, Debbie.
Yeah, just nonchalantly mention that, right?
Yes.
You don't want to.
Yes, you say anything about,
but it's definitely worth having one of them around. All right, moving on. Again, this might be a Christmas gift that you ask for and maybe don't give. A floor mat.
Wow, Joel's been hanging out in his man cave a little too long.
All right. Anyway, folks, I have these in my Hyundai Sonata, and these are really nice. Now they're not the real high pricey ones like you're talking about.
And I thought when I gave my dear ex-wife a motorcycle helmet for me. For Christmas, I thought that was going a little too far.
All right, to be clear, none of these that we've seen so far were actually bought as gifts for anybody. But I'm just, suggesting maybe you ask for something like this. Yeah. In the Hyundai, when we bought the car, they just threw in like mats.
Yeah.
And they didn't even go with the car. And they were sliding up under the gas pedal. They were a real mess. So I was like, all right, So these are a suitable replacement. They're, you can get in there with snow on your feet, not worry about it soaking all through and all that stuff. And then you just pull them out, you shake them out, and you can actually power wash these.
Oh, good.
Give them a good cleaning.
Yeah.
And then throw them back in.
Good.
I
do like the the ones like I think a lot of them now on the if you pay for the mats when you get them, the car they have the hooks so they won't slide up underneath.
I actually think that is a law now.
Oh, really?
I think the driver's side has to have those hooks because that will happen no matter what type of.
And it can become dangerous.
Yeah. So as a matter of fact, let's see. When Stephanie had her Honda Civic, which is going way back, there was a recall for them to put those holes in the mats because at that point that was an upgrade.
Okay.
So I think a law was passed that every car had to have those
They
attached.
actually had to bring them back and do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which wasn't a
Yeah,
big deal. They
uh-huh.
just put grommets in and the hooks were already there, I think. So all right, what comments you got over there?
We're right up Debbie's alley. This is great. She wants a shark, and floor mats are on her list. So okay,
Nice.
so
Very
maybe
good.
I'm not off.
There you go. So these say currently unavailable. This is just, they still make floor mats. Just check out your your model and so forth. Okay. All right. Now getting into maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a little bit more appropriate. The next few slides here are from Parade.com, Yahoo, and Good Housekeeping, as always.
Now I would say this would be good for anybody.
The air fryer.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. They're very popular nowadays, and they're compact, and I love the color. I love that.
That is a neat color. I like that.
Spray. Yes, I would.
I have no idea how an air fryer works or what it is. We don't have one at home, but everybody who has one, or everybody that I know who has one, raves about it.
Well, Linda just got one, and I looked at it, and it's got if you look on the top, and it's got a fan. It's just like a convection oven kind of thing, but it's supercharged, and the heating element is like the old Eller, the metal ones you have on your stove, that ring kind of thing. There's one of them up top, like an actual. So it gets hotter. I don't know how things are all plastic. I don't know how they don't melt.
Yeah,
but that's it. And then it's just super air. It's just really quick convection. But they do work. Crisp things up and yeah.
And this one here, compact. So this looks like the size of a coffee maker.
Yeah, it does.
So I can sit right on your counter.
And but don't put oil in it. Some people think, air fryer, you can get the air up, the oil all blowing around in there. You don't want to do that. I think no.
I'm all ears. Why not?
Yeah, you don't want to put oil in those.
Okay.
Things.
All right. No, very good. So no oil in the air fryer.
Right.
Get an oil fryer for,
right.
for that. All right. Moving on. Okay, staying in the kitchen, although it's a little pricey, is best-selling pan. Again, I have never heard of this one, folks, and I've never tried it, so this is just passing on information.
Pan. Now, I wonder if Peter uses these things.
Boom, boom. Come on, snare drum. Where's it go?
I can't even.
There you go. So this pan is designed to replace 8 traditional pieces of cookware. It braises, sears, steams, strains, and more. Choose from gorgeous colors, options, blah, 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 blah. So do a little research on that. I don't know what that is. $100 for one pan. It should do something
of a bunch of pans. Yeah. I'd like to see it strain something, because usually when you strain spaghetti, you pick it up and the stuff runs out of the bottom, which is, how can you also cook a hamburger and not have that oil straining through the bottom?
These are inquiring minds want to know about these questions.
It also looks like that's made out of that food grade rubber plastic. Like spatulas made out of things like that. It looks like it doing, doing, doing. So yeah, let's move on.
All right, Deb, you need to do a little research on this one. Yes. This might make your list as well, right? I do see a little
WeatherTech. Yes, that's what I would recommend, because they're made in America.
Yes,
they might be made in Wisconsin.
Ooh, okay. They're right down the road.
Yeah,
where are they made?
Debbie will tell us. But, a lot of that stuff's made out there.
Yeah, and I did see them, and I think I researched it, and I was like, whoa, maybe they're a little bit too pricey for the Hyundai.
Yeah, see, when you want to,
folks were talking about the floor mats again,
right? When you get a vehicle where your floor mats have more retained value
than the value of
the car.
Yes,
You want to rethink of,
All right, let's move on. All right, for the kids, any of our parents on, this is build your own play fort.
Now, this is funny.
Yeah, when the girls were younger, they always made forts out of blankets. We had to pull out all the blankets if they had friends over or something like this, and they made their own little forts in the living room and all that. So I thought this might be one to throw on here as a potential for younger parents who are looking for, or
maybe grown-ups that are moving into their truck and have a 6-foot bed.
There you go.
When it's not that, looks like it could hold out some rain if it doesn't get too cold.
Now there is a catch. You'll just need to supply some extra sheets and blankets. Now, I'm sure you can find them
So
somewhere.
what does that mean? They just give you that frame and you can come up with the rest? Everything else?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay.
Build your own fort. So, yeah, research that one.
It comes in an empty box. An empty box and instructions.
I bet that's a lot of these probably, those stretchy things, poles that they're all connected and you just kind of put them together to make a tent or something like that. I bet that's probably just a system of those things. And then you throw your blankets on top and all that.
Okay.
All right, folks, let's move on. A flask.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. So this is the flask that you can, it says for a fire pit or camping essential for any adventurer. I would just say just an essential.
I'd say get that for Dad before the gifts start opening up. Just so
let that be the stocking.
So he stays interested.
Right. All right. Moving on. All right.
This is good.
Okay. So a tool set. Now, I don't necessarily recommend this particular tool set at close to $200. But having a small tool set that you could kind of have in the house and around. I have a small tool set actually that I bought at IKEA.
Okay.
At school.
Incredibly low prices.
Incredibly.
Remember that commercial? Boy, got him off the hook.
So I have a tool set. It doesn't have all this in it, but I have it in my desk at school just for every now and then I need something. And you know how many teachers stop in to say, hey, can I borrow your tool set? Yeah. So it's nice to have something like this around. Now, again, this is probably a little bit more. I'd like to have maybe a screwdriver, set of pliers, a little hammer in my tool
ratchet.
set.
Actually, I would.
This is
be something nice to go in the your saddlebags.
Saddlebags. Yeah. Right. Now, I see the ratchet here. I don't see any sockets. So you might want to check into that one. But this is really an upscale.
Yeah, maybe that's just a hammer.
You're paying for the display on this.
Well,
one.
yeah, a wax canvas roll there.
Yeah,
that's.
I don't know if you need all that, but anyway, just a suggestion. All right, what do we got left here, Keith? One more.
Wax canvas. They used to use that in the old tents.
Okay. Listen up, folks.
Circus tents. Now, I'm going a little bit off kilter here, but which I never do. But the old circus tents were made out of canvas that were soaked in wax and gasoline.
Ooh, wow!
To keep them waterproof.
Okay, but
I'm watching this thing about Ringling. The evolution of the circus as well. Somebody lights a cigarette, and these things apparently were as big as football fields.
Yeah.
They had trampolines, everything in them. They stacked thousands of people in these things. It's pretty much a human Molotov cocktail. Thing catches on fire.
Right.
And that's the end of the circus.
Wow.
That's a true story. So, So when you're making the kids earlier on here, don't, if you get that for Christmas, the old,
the tent making.
The tent,
for the fort. Yeah.
Don't soak it in wax and gasoline to keep it waterproof.
Okay.
So just bring the thing inside onto the porch.
Yeah, put that down in your notes, folks. Do not soak it in wax and gasoline. Can you imagine what that smelled like?
I know. I'm watching this thing. It's like, no, they're joking. This isn't. Then they show the aftermath. I mean, this, multi-acre, thing. Just,
yeah. Like you would think, like even at that time, that
This is the late
there would be
1800s.
common sense that says that these. Probably not a good idea. Anyway, let's move on.
It's probably the same guy that said when we send these guys up to orbit the moon, we're going to fill the capsule with 100% oxygen, just so they never run out of it.
Right.
Okay. And don't wear your corduroys because they can be staticky.
Right. All right,
folks.
Let's get back on to our Christmas.
I got a joke about this too.
Okay, so this is now this one here is actually very pricey. This is a folding kayak, and the reason why I thought this one interesting is because Stephanie and I have talked about getting some sort of floating vessel for up at the mountain house that we can bring down to the lake. However, getting it to the lake, we have it's like a mile or so drive to the lake. We could store it at the lake, but the fact that we're not there that much, it'd be nice to have a better means of flotation. So a folding kayak Might be something that you all would be interested in. Now, what's your comeback on the folding kayak?
Well, I don't have a full account, but I did take a trip on a kayak once when I was married up in the Poconos, and it's funny. It was up in the what's that?
Okay, Lehigh River.
No, what's the other one? Water Gap, isn't it? The Delaware.
The Delaware up there.
Yeah,
Delaware water back there.
So we're we rented the thing for the day, and we're kayaking down the river, and it gets a little cold. And sun starts going down. It's like, man, we should get back. It's getting really cold. So what I did, I built a little fire in the bottom of this kayak.
No.
Yeah. And just to keep us warm. And it was working for a while. And then well, of course, it burns a hole through the bottom of the kayak and we sink. So you know what the moral of this story is?
Don't believe a word he says.
You know what the moral of the story is, Joel?
What's
you
that?
Can't have a kayak and heat it too.
Oh man,
Eric Jennings,
oh man,
dear friend of mine.
I knew
Probably about the worst joke I've ever heard.
Yeah, but you had me hook, line, and sinker. All right, last one here, Keith. Last one. I know. It's been a while, folks. So we are rusty. We're not
Joe,
polished.
you are small. Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, folks. Probably something we all should have.
Wow. This, I saw this pop up somewhere. It must have been one of those Facebook ads or something. And I'm thinking to myself, especially if you open this up with the family around. And then when you actually get to, you set it up and, even toilets in the cleanest state aren't the cleanest things in the house.
Right.
All
right. So let me explain what this is, folks.
Oh,
This is an
please.
attachment that you put onto your toilet to turn it into a bidet. The price you don't see on here, but I think the price is about $130 or so. You can go to tushy.com for this one. And you can see is what they say, 15,000 5-star reviews. So you hook it on and you just you connect it to the plumbing that goes
Water,
into
yeah.
the water supply line that goes into the toilet tank. So you connect it there, and then that little piece that hangs down
is adjustable, I would imagine.
is slightly adjustable,
Oh,
although
my
they
God.
didn't really show too much adjustment on it, but it
No.
is slightly
Oh.
adjustable. And you do not need any electricity. I am assuming it just functioned all on pressure.
Okay.
As to where it sprays and how much it sprays. It's funny because there are some videos that go with this one, and there's another one of the control knobs
Yeah.
there. But it's funny, they show the video of it and they press the button and it's just spraying straight out of the toilet.
Yes. Well, that's
It's the best.
Back when I thought I was European and I had a house, we actually put a bidet in.
Yep, I remember
next
that.
to our
Yeah.
toilet. But the thing is, a bidet is strictly for cleaning.
Right.
You don't go to the bathroom in the bidet. You don't stand up and water the entire bidet with your
Right.
This is disgusting.
Yeah, this is
That's why in the United States I can't remember what it's called. I'm pretty sure everybody. I even have one.
Do you have one?
I think I do. It's called a shower.
Shower.
Yes,
Yep,
even
that's
in
why we
my
have
little
showers.
abode, I have a shower.
You have a shower, yeah. So anyway,
Yes.
if you are interested, this is Tushy Classic 3.0. I believe you can go to tushy.com
Wow.
to check this one
They've
out.
revamped it twice. Now, do we have a price on it at all?
I believe it's
140,
134 somewhere in that area. I can't remember, but the price I cut off when
And then
okay.
to actually call your plumber in, he's going to charge you at least $200 because he's going to be laughing the whole time.
Yeah. Well, the other part about that is, I think a lot of this is plastic. So if something goes on this somewhere,
You don't have an on-off, like an actual shut-off. Yeah.
yeah, that would be something that you'd have to customize and put in on the shut off.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah,
so there is another option. The last option,
It's
Keith,
not
here,
a plug and play, so to speak.
the last option, Keith, is just make a phone call.
Yes.
Just go say hi to somebody. As far as a gift, sometimes just saying hi, especially when folks are getting older and so forth, they don't need anything. All they want is
Just when you call somebody, just don't be so angry about seeing ghosts and wanting to save the entire town and By golly, that was pretty good for.
That was pretty good for like
What's his name? I can't remember. What his name
Jimmy
is.
Stewart.
All right, Jimmy Stewart.
We just watched that movie last week.
I used to love Jimmy Stewart. He'd go on the Johnny Carson show, and he'd always have a story to tell. And he'd read it. Now, this is back in probably in the early 80s when he passed away. I'm thinking, my God, can you imagine somebody going on one of the late night shows and reading, an older gentleman reading a story about, the dog that I loved forever. And
all right, we got it. All right, folks, and that is our Christmas list suggestion. Let us know if you get any. Let us know if you get any. Any thoughts out of that? It doesn't even need to be anything that's on that list, but hopefully we woke up a
you know what my favorite thing is?
What's that?
The phone call.
The phone call. Yeah, that's all we need, right?
Doesn't cost anything. Even a text, but a phone call. We are so text or that kind of remove kind of thing now.
Yeah.
Phone call.
Yeah.
Even if they're out or whatever, you leave a message. Hey, thinking about you.
It used to be 50 years ago. If we were having a show, it would have been like, phone calls are great, but go ahead and stop in and say hi.
Yes.
Now we're to the point where texts are okay, but a phone call.
Yeah.
Right.
So or sit
how
down
far
and
have we
write
progressed,
that letter,
or something or other?
Folks,
if you were getting anything out of this show, we'd love for you to give us a love on the love button, smack the like button, give us a share, something like that. We see plenty of comments over here. Thank you to all the comments, etc.
So apparently Debbie makes that. Does she still work at Bemis? They make it.
Oh, is that true?
It says what's it say? Bio bidet by Bemis. That's hard to say.
Let me see. Somebody's
say that a couple times fast after having a couple Uncle Dave's cocktails.
Yeah, somehow we didn't get onto my. See that we're not streaming to my page. I mean, we're going there through smackandjack.com. Something happened.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Okay, so let's move on, Keith.
We hit our goal of three viewers.
Yeah, we're in good shape, man. We're in good shape. We certainly hit our goal of talking way more than we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, we need to get on the trivia.
Oh,
then we have our jokes, and we have a little bit of history, not necessarily this day in history, but a little bit of history. And then we'll go to our trivia answers, and then we're going to be out of here. We're gonna let you have. I know. Christmas will be coming or here and gone. All right, so let's go back to our what are we doing? Trivia. So we're going to go back to our screen share. And let's go back over here. I'll say goodbye to Jimmy Stewart. Okay, so we have 5 trivia questions. They're not incredibly hard today, folks. I'm hoping you can get in on at least 1 or 2 of them as far as an answer. Even if you don't have an answer, give us your best guess. Okay. All right. Here we go. Number 1. What animated Christmas movie follows the story of a young boy who rides a train to the North Pole? This one is simple. This one is simple. Okay, that's number 1. Which actress played the role of Mary, adult, in the movie It's a Wonderful Life? We just saw her picture.
And I was just thinking she's a very attractive woman, and she's probably not with us anymore.
I don't know.
And I was wondering what her name was.
According to the popular Christmas song, Frosty the Snowman, what are the snowman's eyes made out of?
Oh, okay. Similar to my ex-wife's. I hope I'm not watching.
Number 3. That's number 3. Number 4, including Rudolph, how many reindeer is Santa Claus said to have?
Oh, okay.
All right. And number 5, how many gifts would you receive if you received all the gifts in the song The 12 Days of Christmas? Now, I think we have done this one before in years past, so we might actually remember that one.
Okay.
So number 1.
Okay.
The movie, what Christmas movie follows a boy who rides a train to the North Pole? What's the name of the actress who played Mary in It's a Wonderful Life? And in Frosty the Snowman, snowman's eyes are made of. And including Rudolph, how many reindeer is Santa Claus said to have? And then how many gifts would you receive if you receive all the gifts in the song 12 Days of Christmas? Okay. So we'll come back to that. Yeah. Notice that our trivia is a little bit different than normal. That whole website that we used to get the trivia from has changed a bit, and I didn't know that until last night when I'm looking up. I'm like, oh my gosh! So I'll have to reformulate
another,
how
yeah.
we do trivia.
Okay.
Okay. So
All right.
let's get back. Why don't we do your little bit of
There's a little rock and roll history. This week we lost one of our rock and roll's greats, Christine McVie, from the band Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Passed away, and I still don't know. So she had a short illness, after short illness. But Fleetwood Mac, she wasn't in the original band. Her husband, they started in 1967 by guitarist Peter Green, Mick Fleetwood, and guitarist Jeremy Spencer, before bassist John McVie joined the band for their first album. And then Danny Kerwin joined as the third guitarist in 1968. So yeah, I was just listening to, I can't remember.
Make sure
the
you
song.
speak up so everybody can hear you.
I was just listening to this, one of their older, it's totally different. Then, she joined, and what's the other gal, Stevie Nicks, and then they became very popular in the early 70s, but they were quite, and she was quite, renowned, keyboardist and singer. And they've just recently been playing one of her songs, Fleetwood Mac songs, on one of these car commercials.
Okay.
So getting a little resurgency, and it's sad when she wasn't 78. I think she was 70. So
not terribly.
These rock and roll people are not young anymore.
No.
I mean, you think the
Especially
Beatles
the ones
is being old, but these guys are almost not really a whole generation next, but 8-9 years later, they're still old. So.
Right. All right. So I see a lot of
yes.
responses coming up here on our trivia. Richard, good to see you on today. All right. So
really? I didn't know that was her. Okay. Yeah.
Let's do some jokes.
Okay. Yep.
Which you can all tell around the table at Christmas time. Then we'll go back and do our trivia and we'll get out of here. Okay.
I hope they're funnier than that kayak thing.
Let's say that kayak joke was the middle of the road. Middle of the stream.
Whoa. So these aren't going to be that great then, is what you're saying.
Do not raise your expectations. Keep your expectations low, my friends. What does Santa eat for breakfast? What? Frosted Flakes. Where does Santa cash his checks? Where? At the snowbank.
Oh, okay.
What's Santa's favorite candy?
Candy canes?
Jolly Ranchers.
I don't know. That might be a nighttime.
I thought I'd skip this next one here. I don't feel like reading that one. All right, next one. What did one snowman say to the other snowman? Does it smell like carrots? We need to bring.
I get it.
We need to bring Keith back here. Right,
okay,
come back here. Okay,
okay.
Where does Santa stop for coffee?
Man, I don't know, Joel.
Starbucks, of course.
Oh, okay.
Where do elves go to vote?
The North Pole.
The North Pole. Yeah. Very good. Where do little trees go to become Christmas trees?
Christmas Town? I don't know.
Elementary school.
Oh.
What's Santa's favorite type of music? Rap.
Oh, okay.
Which of Santa's reindeer?
Whoa.
Which of Santa's reindeer are dinosaurs afraid of? Comet.
Oh, okay. I get it.
What
okay.
nationality is Santa
Wow.
Claus? What nationality is Santa Claus?
What?
North Polish.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
All
one.
right. Those are our jokes for Christmas. All right. Let's get back to our trivia. So we do have some responses up here. Good.
North
All right.
Pole,
Hey, Jim, good to see you on.
Yeah, Jim's on.
All right. So how about you? You can do a little monitoring over there if you can. We'll get back to our trivia. And
what do we have? I don't have anything on
trivia questions. All right. So number one, the question was, what animated Christmas movie follows the story of a young boy who rides a train to the North Pole? You have any guess on this one, Kate?
Yeah, we have Polar Express.
All right, let's see.
People.
Whoops.
Hey, Richard's on.
Wait a second.
Huh?
Sorry,
What'd you do?
I went to the wrong one. Wrong. All right. Polar Express.
Okay.
Well done,
Yeah,
folks.
very
Yeah,
good.
that was a pretty easy one. All right, let's go to our next question. Which actress played the role of Mary in the movie It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, and so far I've only got Debbie comes up with it. Yeah, Donna Reed. I did not
Okay,
know
let's
that.
see here.
Let's see.
Donna Reed.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
well done. Well
I
done.
remember she had a show, and I can't remember what. This is a little caveat to this. What show did Donna Reed star in? I can't remember what it is.
Wasn't the Donna Reed show?
Oh yeah, it could have been.
According to the popular Christmas song, Frosty the Snowman, what are the snowman's eyes made out of?
And I think I saw Linda. Who did I saw?
I
Barbara.
saw.
Yeah,
I see some coal in there.
Barbara Cole.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Mhm.
Let's see here. Coal.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Including Rudolph, how many reindeer is Santa Claus said to have?
Now I just counted. I was singing the song, and I came up with 9.
Which is why he seemed to be completely out of it
yeah,
for
well,
just a short
yeah.
portion of
Barbara
our
and
show
Sophie both
a
got-
few minutes ago. All right, let's
we
find
have
out.
2 9s over there too.
The answer is 9. Yeah, I think Rudolph joined the team a little bit later, kind of like
Right.
the gal you're talking about in the band, joined a little bit later.
Oh, right. Yes, I
Yeah.
forgot about
Yeah.
what I was talking about 2 seconds ago. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Rudolph. Yeah, right. Rudolph was an original member of the Christmas band.
Right.
Yeah, they brought him in for some pizzazz.
Yeah, a little bit.
I remember
sprucing things up.
one of those animate. What are the claymation things?
Yep. Yeah. Mhm.
And I can't remember what it was, but they were talking. You know, there's somebody's, I guess, Santa Claus talking to this little kid, and they naming off all the reindeer, and the kid says, "And Rudolph," and the guy says, "No, that's another story."
Yes. Right. That's
Remember that?
That is. Oh, what is that? I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
that's
wow.
right. I think it
must
was
have been a copyright infringement or something
Well,
like that.
yeah, or maybe they were the same kind of production company, but a different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do remember that.
That's a
Yeah.
different
All right,
story.
moving on.
Oh, okay.
Was that it? No. How many gifts would you receive if you received all the gifts in the song "The 12 Days of Christmas"?
Oh, okay. Boy,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
well, Barbara, we got a 78. We got a 78 from Debbie. 76 from Sophie.
Okay, some pretty high
yeah,
numbers.
the
Let's find
70s.
out here.
Okay, yeah.
In
Let's-
3, 2, 1, 364. Whoa, man! Can you imagine what the underneath that tree looks like?
Because and that's kind of a stumper. On the first, you kind of add up all the 12 days, but it's 12 days. On the 12th day, you get 12 things. 11th day, so you
Yeah.
get all those things plus. So
Yeah.
that's a lot.
So it's some sort of algebraic.
Algebra or
Trick.
math.
Yeah, well, it's math, right?
Is
yeah.
it definitely math?
We'll just say math.
It's not
'cause,
Spanish. I know that. But anyway, every year, and too bad we don't have. Where did that just come from? I give up. I think I just lost it. They tally up that. It's usually like $1 million or some hundreds of thousands of how much.
how much all that would cost?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Yeah, we'll have to remember that for next year's
Yeah,
trivia.
yes,
How
yes.
much would all of that cost?
Yes,
If,
and it's quite. Maids a leaping or lords a leaping. I mean,
yeah,
you get them for forever, or you just rent them.
I don't know. And do they leap all the time? Or?
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be to begin.
And you got to add on to your house too.
Yeah,
You
and
need
all
some
that
extra room.
thumping. It's
Nonstop.
wow.
All right, folks. There was a lot we crammed into the show today.
Yeah.
There was
Not a whole lot was worthwhile.
was
but,
valuable to you, but hopefully you enjoyed being on today. We certainly enjoyed being back here.
Good one.
What do you got?
It took them a while to do the math on the. The 70,
Very good.
yes.
All right, so I think that is it, Keith, for our Christmas
Yeah,
special.
yeah.
Going through our schedule coming up. Oh, right, it's a soccer game today, Jim.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we've
still in it?
actually gotten in play. Caroline has really enjoyed watching soccer. All right, so here's a quick story.
Okay.
We'll get back to the soccer thing in a minute. We went out to Penn State last week to take Sophia back, and we went to the Penn State football game. First time ever. Huge stadium. The band played. They were really great. And the football team played too. However, the TV timeouts really like draw things out
Yeah. What do
to
you?
the point we were bored.
Yeah.
They play 3 plays, and the injuries, man. Like the other team, like every 2 plays, somebody's getting injured,
Yeah.
and then there's a TV timeout.
Mhm.
It's a TV timeout because like all the teams get onto the field, and you're like, once you see that, you look up, there's a 3-minute countdown. I'm like, oh my gosh, it really to me ruins the flow of the game.
That's big money, man.
Yeah,
College
yeah.
football is.
Yeah. And that's,
big money.
that's the way going like to any pro game. You
Yeah.
have that same thing. Whereas, Stephanie turned to me, she said, I like watching this better on TV.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
yeah.
You get up and.
It's a neat experience going into the stadium. It was really cool being there. I have to say the beginning, that the band played the alma mater,
Mhm.
and everybody was invited to sing, and like everybody sang. All the students or former alumni around me were all singing. I was like, wow, this is really cool. When the band played the Star Spangled Banner, everybody around us was singing, and it sounded really good. I'm like, wow, this is cool. This is cool. But then once the game started, the game itself was fine, but it's just the fact that it was, all that time, so much time. It was practically like watching a baseball game.
Yeah.
Between pitches and
Yeah.
this, that, and everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting back to the soccer. Caroline was like, I really like watching the soccer because it never stops.
Mhm.
They just keep playing the game.
Yeah.
And this guys, I mean, the soccer field, I swear, have to be like twice the size of a football field.
Yeah.
They're running all over. So we've been watching a little bit more soccer
Okay.
recently since the Union was in the championship a few weeks back. And then,
Well, I got to say, the one thing now, I just lost.
yeah, it all just went out.
And this isn't meant to be anything political, but when they played Iran,
Yeah.
they were talking to one of the kids. He was an American, I guess. Yeah, all right. We beat Iran. And this kid's like, I don't know, what's he, 18, 19. And this guy's really drilling him that we pronounce Iran like Iran. It's like, how many people do you know that say potato? And it's like, they're really giving this guy a hard time.
Right.
He's a young kid playing soccer.
Yeah.
Talk about the size. So, and then we went in and crushed them. It's great.
Yeah. It was
Iran.
pretty awesome.
So it's called Iran.
Yeah. And Iran.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah.
And it's something else. The entire world can get together to play sports.
Yeah. Yes.
We can't. That's why can't we get together and fix the world and
well,
not kill each
what
other?
was the country? I'm sure this happens in many countries. Was it one of the smaller countries where they lost and then there was riots in the streets, cars burning, this, that, and everything because their soccer team lost? I'm like, you know what? We have issues over here as well. Plenty of issues, but I don't think we go to that extreme.
Well, and I only know this from, and I don't know how far they get, but British football it's crazy. I mean, they
brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, settle down.
And they get worked up about it. So, but anyway.
All right. So how about we get on out of here, folks?
Yeah.
The next time we see you, we'll have to talk about a New Year's show. We'll have to check our calendars.
Well, it will be next year.
Yeah.
We don't know how new the year will be at that point.
Right. So this is our Christmas show because the next few Saturdays we're all filled up. Either working, rehearsals. It's Christmas season, so we wanted to definitely get. We completely missed the fall season. We missed Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Halloween show disappeared on us. So we wanted to definitely get in a Christmas show as best we could. And that's all we got.
We're going to be doing more stuff. I think we've got to get back into doing some more videos.
Yes.
Like that.
We're still going to be doing some video reviews and, information.
Somebody's a big entrepreneur here. So, he's busy. I went through that phase 40 years ago. Look where I ended up. So best of luck to you, brother.
I'm going to keep my day job.
Yeah, definitely keep your
All
day
right, folks,
job.
we wish you the merriest of holidays.
Merry Christmas. Make a phone call.
Yeah, make a phone call. Say hi to somebody maybe you haven't talked to for a little while, right?
And I know at least there's a couple people that go on. When I know the Galoons are watching, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So thank everybody, Debbie, all our family out there, and
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
New Year.
Yes.
We will be back. We will definitely be back. We have not retired from Smack and Jack. We have not sold off all our assets.
And this isn't the worst we're going to get either.
We've got a lot of bad stuff. That's right. All right, folks. See ya.
Merry Christmas.
Take care. Outro.
Jack up your knees, smack that in the face. Jack it up, smack that in the face. Jack up your knees, smack that in the face. Jack it up, smack that in the face. Jack up your income, smack that in the face.